With me experiencing being a transformation coach, I've discovered that people really want to be better. And a lot of times people are not shown the way, but they're thrown into the way.
Don't push me away, don't throw me away. I've got some things I need to say. Tell me, won't you hear me?
If you are a leader of any sorts, we have to meet people right there, right where they are. That's the only way we'll be able to really push for effective change. We really want to be better, and we gotta help each other get there, y'all, because the world needs to see it.
Welcome to another episode of Ray Bridging Humans. It's the place where the people get to hear you and the world get to see it. What's up, family? How y'all doing? I hope y'all been well. I'm so excited to be on this episode, doing this podcast in the barbershop. Brian, I think I'm gonna bring the show to the barbershop permanently, man.
Sure.
Yeah, just aesthetically, I think it works a little better. The lighting and the sound.
Yeah.
I know everybody was kind of getting on me about, not getting on me, but just kind of letting me know about the echo in my house because it's a loft. So that sound I have to travel, bounce up and down so hard. So it's always an echo. But beyond that, man, I think I'm going to do it in the shop, man.
Feel good.
Feel good, pretty cool. It's cool, man. Listen, I tried to set the vibe up right, you know what I'm saying? Trying to have everything laid out, man. But I'm so excited to be here with my brother. This is my brother, Paul Claxton, y'all. He's on this episode with me. And this episode is called He Saw Me First. He saw me first, the power of Kindred Brotherhood. I was thinking about, bro, getting you on the podcast and bringing you on. So I want to show y'all and tell y'all who he is. So he is the voice. Don't throw me away. Don't push me away. I got some things I need to say. Listen, this I called my brother about over a year ago, and I said, bro, I need a theme song for my podcast. And bro just went straight to it. And he didn't have to really ask me no questions. He just kind of he looked at who I am and what I do and the power of what I do, and he just went for it, bro. And I just want to tell you now, bro, how you just you straight up read who I am and the words that you chose. Like, and I want to ask you, what was your motivation, or what inspired you to choose the words you specifically used? Because I mean, they goddamn, it was like it hit me.
Right. Well, I'm glad to be here formally. As he said, this is my first physical appearance, but I've been on the pod, cuz.
Yeah. He been on
behind
there.
the scenes.
More than everybody.
Yeah. But man, you've already really answered that question. I knew how personal this project was for you, the whole launching Ray Bridging Humans. And you've already answered it, and we're gonna talk about it more in this episode about having kindred connection. I know you.
Yes.
I know you. This project was an extension of you.
Yes.
You know, this wasn't no freelance thing or you were trying to entertain people. This was a personal work, or this is a personal work for you. And before Ray Bridging Humans, we're gonna talk about it. I've been knowing Ray. I've been knowing him.
Yes.
And so it really, I knew your heart, your spirit. We're gonna talk about that in the episode.
Absolutely.
And I already knew that. And so it was really effortless. And not because I want to pin this, it's not because this particular thing wasn't because it wasn't really musical. It wasn't that I'm a great writer or producer. If that makes sense.
But I feel you, but
Yeah,
he's an excellent y'all. But
yeah, I mean, I ain't brag like
I got
I've done some
Yeah.
other credits, you know, with some networks and stuff. But this project, I didn't have to answer your question. Like, I didn't have to really approach it from a, you know, you asked me how did you come up with the lyrics? I looked at it from Ray. That's how I approached it. That's how I came up with the words. I knew what you were trying to communicate through the podcast and what you are trying to communicate. And so it really was an effortless thing, not because I'm some musical genius. It just, you know.
I love his humility. Yeah. He gonna always speak from a humble place, man. And bro, I just want to publicly tell you thank you, and I'm so glad to finally get you on the podcast and sit down. And he said something key. And he hadn't even. I want him to introduce himself. I just asked him that question, but before he introduced himself, y'all, he said something so powerful to me to know me like he know me and he know what I stand for and who I am without me even having to say, you know what I'm saying, what it is. And Kindred Brotherhood to me is we don't use the word kindred a lot, but kindred is a really important word because kindred speaks to purpose. Kindred speaks to spirituality. Kindred speaks to the depth. It goes in depth into what brotherhood looks like. And as I start June, man, June is Men's Month, man, and we have so many places and spaces that Black men really, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of growth to do. And I just want to really speak to the heart of the Black man this month. I want to speak to the heart of who we are. And it's so important that the context of Black friendship, Black brotherhood, being truly seen, y'all, it can rewrite our relationships with vulnerability. It can rewrite our relationship with self-worth and trust. And so this episode is so important to me. Thinking about brotherhood and kindred brotherhood being able to be. So with that being said, man, I want you to introduce yourself, bro. Let the people know who you are, what you do. Just let the folk know about it. Let the bridges know about you. And yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'm Paul Claxton. Most people call me P Clax, whatever. I'm a lot of different things in different spaces. I'm a songwriter, producer. I do the music thing, all type of music. I'm a mentor. I'm a girl dad. I'm a father of 5 daughters. I'm a licensed preacher. I'm a lot of things. But at the base of all of that, to kind of generalize it, I'm a humanitarian. Through all those vehicles and things, I strive to just help people, just become authentic and just help them be who they supposed to be. Try to inspire people, whether that's in the music space, in the sacred space. I'm a music educator also. So in all those spaces, man, I think at the base of it, I'm trying to build humanity. That's really what I'm about. You know, no matter where I'm at or what I'm doing, whether I'm coaching, whether I'm teaching music, producing, whatever, at the base, I'm going after the person, after the human being. Yes,
brother, I love that, and I know that is one of the central connections we have with humanity. I think that just through the years, you know, over thinking back over our conversations, looking back over what we have discussed and talked about, bro, like humanity is at the base, and there's a way you do it outside of the rules, because we're given a set of rules, right? We're given a set of rules to live by, you know, depending on what community you come out of, depending on, you know, how you see the world religiously, all those pieces, we're given an amount of rules, but it's a space beyond the rules, and that's called humanity. It's a space beyond, and I know that centrally, like that's where we connect, bro. That's where we connect centrally, bro. I love it, and this, like, how many years, bro, we've been knowing each other, bro? Oh my God,
it's really a blur.
It's a blur, right?
Definitely minimum 10.
Yeah, I mean minimum. Like that
ain't even a
because here I think, let me see, 20. Because I've been in this building for 10 years, so bro.
Minimum.
I mean, I would arguably say 15, bro.
Probably,
for real, like it's really a blur, bro. We've been doing life for a long time, and when you have when you truly have genuine connection, when you have a genuine friendship, we don't talk on the phone every day. We don't even hang out all the time. It's a connection that we know when we're around each other. It's literally a charge. It's a charge. It's almost like going to the gas station, or if we had an electric car, going to get that charge. Like whenever we're in each other's presence, man, it's a charge. So that I picked this topic, bro. He saw me first, and I wanted to kind of start there. I want to start there. I can remember one day, you were in the chair. This was maybe over a year ago, I think, maybe a year, give or take. And we always have intriguing conversations. We always have thoughtful conversations. But I'm in the process of deconstructing, and I said something in particular that you instantly like spoke to, and I was like, dang, bruh see me, bruh see me, and so I knew then, and this is after years of relationship, years of connection, years, bruh, like for you to see me in that moment, like that spoke to me so profoundly, because I was like, damn, bruh see me, like bruh really see me, and so I think that once that, I don't know if you remember that day or not, but once that happened, and we connected there, bro, it was like, bruh, like boundless, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. Yeah, for me, that's really, and I knew it be before then, because we've had, you know, kinship before then, but in that moment I was like, I'm with my brother. Yeah.
So a year ago, where you concretely knew?
No. So I knew prior to then.
Okay, I got you.
I definitely knew prior to then, but it was something about that moment. Yeah. It truly like straight up, like it was like a reminder, if you will, that this is somebody that you can do life, and because we've shared so many things, like so many deep, vulnerable things about our lives with one another, and that was a moment that really kind of just put the stamp on it for me, bro.
Well, I think now my story is a little bit different.
Come on, give it to me.
Just maybe like a minor variation.
Okay.
I want to just, for the audience, give some context. I've been doing Ray, we've already said, at least maybe 10, maybe 15 years. We in the barbershop. That's how we met. Yeah. Not in this particular barbershop, but I was going through a transition. It's so long ago. I'm going to tell you, I think my childhood barber, you know, I stopped going to him because I was an adult. That's how long ago this was. I'm 39 now. So wow, I was in the market for a new barber, and some kind of way I got forwarded to Ray. We live in the same community. We kind of in the same circle. So it was just real surface initially. It was kind of, nigga was cutting my hair.
Yeah, that's it. That's cool, what it was.
You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't really say it's all a blur. I don't know when the one moment, I don't really have a significant moment. No. But some time passed, he was cutting my hair, and just at some point the conversations, something happened. It's a blur. Yeah. Those type of connections really transcend time and space. And let me kind of backtrack too. Just for we're talking about kindred relationships. I'm just gonna put it out there, and please, and I don't want to be talking too much. Interject.
This us, bro. Come on, you good, bro. This us, man.
I want to kind of backtrack, like the understanding and perception of kindred. So the root of it is kin. So we allude to it like in the community, black community. We say that's my kinfolk.
My kinfolk.
That means people you're related to by blood.
Yes.
My cousin, my kinfolks, and that's people you relate to by blood. But yes, I want to just openly put that out there. I do believe in metaphysics. So when we get into like people use lingo like soulmates and kindred, that's my kindred, and I believe in all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
There's a science. We don't have, this episode ain't about that necessarily, so I ain't really finna go into that, but there's a science to people and how we connect. Yes. So just like there's a science to how the sun comes up and the moon and all of that, and how the solar system works, there's a science, there's an explanation, whether you're aware of it, about how people connect. And it's just how we say it, because we insinuated when you say, you know, I'm catching a vibe with such and such.
Yeah.
It's in those vibrations.
It's in there.
Like when you read about metaphysics, frequencies, vibrations, a vibe. When we say, just in natural, that's something you catch a vibe. It ain't nothing you can touch. It's something
And bro, I think people use that so loosely now.
Yeah,
they don't really think about the metaphysical parts of it. Yeah.
And so I'm saying all that to say, this ain't my brother by blood. It's a knowing, which is a blur to me, that there was no significant moment that I can just pinpoint. But over time, there was something internally that told me, if you have those type of connections, you will understand what I'm saying. If you never had, you probably like, what are you talking about? He's talking about some stuff that don't make any sense. But it was over time, there was something internally.
Yes.
And that's what kindred, not only just amongst guys, but just kindred amongst whoever.
Yes.
It transcends time. That's why I don't know when it happened, because
yes.
You know, and when you meet people and you say it's something about you, that speaks to something internal. It transcends time, space, sexual orientation, preferences,
it
politics.
That. Right.
It don't really, that stuff don't really matter. It transcends economic status. It just transcends, and it was just at some point something inwardly, because we gotta understand, and whether you a Christian, and they teach this in our religions, but we really are the essence of who we are. We're spirits.
Yes.
We have bodies, right?
Come on, teach. Come on, teach, bro. Teach that thing.
I'm saying we got bodies.
Yes, yes.
And if you are a Christian, I'm a Christian preacher, but even in other philosophies, they teach this: your body returns back to the ground when you die, and it just becomes the dirt. But our souls, our spirits, are eternal. And so we're really spirit wrapped up in this body. And I'm saying that to say, spirit is internal. It's something on the inside. And so I'm connected. I was, at some point, there was a mystery unraveled there, and I knew that my spirit was connected to this guy.
Yes, bro.
That's what kindred is.
Yes.
And
break that down. He broke. I knew he was gonna do it. I wanted y'all to hear him. Listen.
I'm taking the time, because
you good.
That awareness and knowledge people don't really understand, and we're gonna talk more about that. But those type of connections, they sustain, they help you grow.
Yes.
And I say all that to say, man, this man was cutting my hair. And at some point, man, just through casual conversation, there was something inwardly telling me, not my knowledge, nothing based off nothing else. It was, something inwardly telling me, my spirit person. And so that we ain't got time to really, look up some metaphysical.
But I absolutely love this. This why this is my boy. He go heavy like I do, and this is like, I think this part, and I call my relationships ships, and this is one ship between black men that I think that deserves a little more depth, like you just spoke, because we're trained and taught to be unattached to our insides when we're talking to one another, when we're in fellowship with one another, and we're trained to not really look at it like anything deep, but it goes that deep. It goes that deep, and if you don't know what like bruh said, if you don't know what metaphysical is, look it up. It goes beyond naturally what we can see, but it's a spiritual connection. And so when we get into conversations about the vibe was off, the energy, and y'all that's been a thing. Yeah,
it's been a thing, and I want to interject, because when we say spiritual, I'm not talking about church.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
I understand. There's church people, watching this, and I'm from church. When we say the term spiritual, we're not talking about church. Spiritual is just the makeup of anybody.
Right. Right. I mean, right, for
it's
real.
Just,
as you said, we're literally spirits wrapped in bodies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were a spirit before we got to earth. And when we came out of our mother's womb, it was the body, man. So,
and if you so church and they teach that what we're saying still in church, that our spirits live forever.
Yes, absolutely.
So that was the Bible say, and then I ain't trying to turn this into church. The Bible say God knew us before we were formed in our mother's womb.
Yes.
He knew us in the spirit.
Yes.
Before we
bro.
were made an entrance into, before our mamas and daddies did whatever they had to do to conceive, the Bible say God knew us. So we've been in existence before we came into this physical reality, and
Yes.
we were connected.
Yes.
I ain't even.
I feel you wanting to go there,
Yeah,
and I feel that, bro. Because we were connected before we even got
There
here.
was
Yes, bro.
there was some type of existence.
Yes.
Fight me if
Yes.
you want to about this. God knew us, so our spirit form had to have had some type of existence
Yes.
before we came into this body.
This physical
And so
body, yeah.
I don't really know. I don't, just
No,
like God
yeah.
knew us, we could have had been in contact with other spirits.
Absolutely.
Just like when you meet somebody and you say, I feel like I've been knowing you forever. Maybe you have been.
Yeah, right. But maybe we have been doing
And
each
so
other.
I'm saying all that to say I have a spiritual connection with this man.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes,
And it's
sir,
not
bro.
based on,
anything. But
when people get it, like, I believe in the term soulmates and all of that stuff, and people kind of box that term into romantic stuff.
And it's not.
It's not just that.
It's not just that, and it's so like for when you just made the statement you just made, some people's mind probably went straight to the romantic because that's what we've been trained to say that it is that, but it's not. It's so much bigger than that, and I love, bro, in this moment, bro. I love this breakdown. I love the time. I love the time we are spending discussing this and talking about this because I think at base, what's most important for me is the fact that because of these things, we hold space. And I think that, and I really want to kind of go there for a minute, bro. Talking about holding space, bro, because people have like, and let's talk about black men, bro. Men, bro. We have friendships.
Yeah.
We have a lot of ships. You know what I'm saying? We got partners. We got homies. We got that my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got a lot of that, bro. But do these people really hold space for you?
Yeah.
When I say hold space for you, they're able. They see you, number one.
Yeah.
And you're able to go to them and they can hold whatever you have going on,
right.
But they can hold you. And looking at our black community, bro, the rituals of seeing each other and holding space, bro. It happened in church, of course, barbershops, cookouts. But how, in your opinion, bro, or in your knowing, bro, how does these spaces sometimes fail to like model the recognition of holding space, if you will?
You want to talk about the places,
The places, but like let's go to church, let's go to the barbershop, and let's go to the family cookout, or the homie cookout. What in your opinion, what are some things that we can do in these spaces to kind of cultivate black manhood and holding space, man?
Well, I don't really think, to be honest, those spaces are not catered to really have any type of depth.
Wow. Wow.
It's just like if you finna take your girl, if you meeting somebody for the first time, and gonna take them out, and you don't really know them, you're not gonna take them to a place that's loud and all if you want to get to know them.
Gotcha. I got you.
The space is not catered to. I need to intimately get, let's talk about your childhood, or what you like, what's your favorite color. You're not gonna take them to a concert on your first date if you really want to get to know them that day.
Okay.
You're gonna take them somewhere quiet. And so I think some of those spaces, the barbershop, it's catered for
group economics.
Ain't nobody burn their soul. At least not no men, man. Collectively, those spaces are just not catered in the barbershop. We're gonna talk about sports, politics, just real surface stuff, man. And those spaces just not catered.
And I where I hear you, is it a way, because like the barbershop is the black man's country club.
Right.
The church is the everything for most of the people that live in this Bible Belt, and also the family cookout. It's a space, to your point, that's not necessarily geared towards real connection, but
right.
it's kind of like an unspoken connection, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of unspoken. And is it in your thoughts? Is it anything that you think could be cultivated? Well, like for example, in our religious spaces, because we do life together, right? And we try to do life from a Christian standpoint. We try to do life like Christ did life with the disciples. Is it a way, in your opinion, that we can do better with connection? Because, man, we got some of the highest rates of everything. Yeah. So, and to your point again, like you ain't saying one lie. And to your point, bro, we have been suffering so long in our community with not truly cultivating this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I just randomly named 3 spaces that I know we frequent as black people. We frequent as black men, and it's kind of like everything is so unspoken that when something really truly happens, it's like, damn, I ain't know bro was going through that. Yeah, I ain't know bro was dealing with this. So that's kind of where I was coming from with that, bro.
I think I want to something you share about this particular episode. I'm gonna go there and kind of merge.
Okay, let's do it.
You know, in those type of spaces, the barbershop, church, wherever else you said,
barbecue.
What men do. You said you want to talk about the difference in building camaraderie, men building camaraderie, and like really soul relationships. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Those spaces are places men come to galvanize, to build camaraderie. Right. I think I say it like this: how men normally connect, and it's fundamentally different from women. Men have to connect on something tangible. True. Like this.
Yes, sir.
This my nigga Jake. We gonna go play ball together. That's what we do. This my homie. We I do music. This my homie that I call to do gigs with. We connect on things tangible. Women can get together just because. It ain't gotta be.
It don't even matter. They get together.
So women get together and bring their other home girl that the other folks don't even know, and they can just come together. Men always come together. It has to be something tangible to do something.
Yes.
And it's just kind of, this is a good example. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. The best sports duo, won so many championships. Okay. And I they got like a little beef. Well, Scottie got a beef.
I saw that, bro. That's crazy,
been going on for a long time. And world's greatest duo. They dominated, won all these championships together. They played ball together. That's where their camaraderie was built. Scottie, been throwing Michael on the bus. And one thing Scottie said recently, he said, we did all this stuff in the 90s and won all these championships. He said, Michael, we really wasn't friends though.
Wow.
He said, we ain't really went on a dinner. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that's Scottie's claim.
Wow.
What am I saying? Just like they play ball together. That's what they do. Nothing more.
Nothing more.
They have a camaraderie through playing ball. And so, but to the difference.
So has that worked for us?
I'm saying it doesn't work. Okay, that's the difference. We get together for camaraderie with something to do something. Yes,
true. Now that's real.
But
that's real.
It normally stops right there, though.
Yes, right.
Ain't no different than Michael and Scott. Scottie saying, "Hey, we played ball, won all these championships, but we never went out to dinner or nothing." And if they went out to dinner, that's where something like that. That's where you build a connection beyond playing ball.
Yes.
And so,
real talk.
But women are not like that.
Nah. And I'll go here, bro. Queer men are not like that.
Okay.
Like we'll go and just hang and just kick it. And I think that medium in between is where we'll just go and sit and just be and connect and just transparently, we're building heaven inspired men. One of the reasons that we kind of shifted to the kids is because like Rich and I, we had an idea to bring our men together. Right. And so with what was happening was, because we're in Memphis, Tennessee, what was happening was like the straight men would come and the gay men would come, and in the beginning, everybody would be like, I'm on it, I'm in it. And so after a while, like the queer men would really be vocal about things they were going through and dealing with. And so some of the heterosexual men were getting uncomfortable. It was kind of like, oh man, we just really kind of need to just talk about how we're going to unite. We don't need to be getting off. But, they would feel free to talk about, ass and titties when they wanted to, so we had those. And so after a while, it was like the heterosexual men was like, well, I don't really know if we want to keep coming here with all these gay dudes, you know what I'm saying? And then like, I would say something to this side and it would be like, well, why I can't express myself? Why I just can't be? So that was a moment where the numbers for the organization, the queer men were in, and then it kind of went down for heterosexual men. So we just kind of like, went back to the drawing board and said, we'll start with children and come back to it. But I said that to say, I think that it should be more, to your point too, what you just made, like when we come together, like it's because we're doing something. Yeah. It's a tangible, we're doing something, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, it should be more than that because we need more depth. Right. We need more depth.
And there are no spaces outside of us playing ball, and if we're gonna get together, get a drink,
smoke a cigar.
Yeah. There's no space, or we don't think a space to be vulnerable, cause like at least we don't feel safe.
Right. It's like
and that's a layered thing.
Yes.
But it cripples us as a community.
Yes.
You've already said, and I was gonna share this, man. Suicide is the number 3 cause of black men out of everything.
Out of everything.
And when somebody commits suicide, it's more than likely it's a mental, emotional distress, right?
Yes.
More than likely.
Yes.
And another statistic about it, men are the rate between men and women, it's always 3 to 4 times higher.
Yes.
I'm saying that to say, how do you solve it then? Men should go to therapy. Not enough men go to therapy.
True.
That's the solution. And they don't go for several reasons. There's black people don't think they should, and then sometimes men don't have the resources,
right?
Have the insurance,
right? The money to pay out of pocket,
right? Therapy is that is a solution, but I want to suggest this: if you can't go to therapy, sometimes it's just the mere fact of having somebody, another brother, to say, "Hey, I'm struggling." So you said this earlier. Sometimes stuff happen to people. They commit suicide, and folks be like, "Man, I ain't know he was. I ain't know that was
going through anything."
Yeah. Therapy should be the goal, but a practical thing that could kind of help decrease some of these cases is just having a safe space to, if you in the valley, if you're going through something, just having a space to share. And so, we can't always, our brotherhoods and friendships, our dogs, my nigga, it can't always just be that surface thing. Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something, bro. And this happened for me. This happened for me this way. A few years ago, when I really started to like come into who I am, when I started to lean in And that's key when you start leaning in.
Right.
You know, when I started to lean in, I was so intentional not to build any ships if I could not be who I am. And because prior to that, man, I got a whole lot of partners and friends, but as long as they didn't know I was gay, I was good. Because it's like, we good. But after a while, when I started leaning in more, I made it intentional. Like, and it don't have to be like you and I. That's not a point of our conversation.
Right.
Whenever we talk, but you know it about me because we've had conversation about it. And so I said that to say, I truly intently build relationship based off me knowing that I'm safe. And to your point, like we don't be feeling safe as black men. Cause shit, we gotta hold this model together of this man all of the time. We gotta hold this together. And so even in the barbershop space where we're sitting right now, there's it's like a collective understanding. It's an unspoken, to your point, understanding. I can remember when a couple months ago when my mom got diagnosed with cancer. The day that I found out, I was just standing there cutting hair, and Law was right here, and Charles was over there. We all was cutting hair, and I had a moment, and I just started talking to them, and I was crying, and they all felt me, and they all like zoned in. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's not even a space we normally will go with emotion in this space. So when I did that, they instantly tuned in, and in that moment, I was able to see and feel the connection of my brothers that I stand here every day with, bro.
I'm gonna get a little. I'm gonna bring you home because we gotta stay right here.
Come on, bro. Let's stay right here. Yes, sir.
It's my own story because you are interviewing me.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, come on. Yes, sir. Come on.
So, I had two younger brothers. I'm the oldest, and we grew up with our dad. Mom and dad married. So in our house, four men, one woman, and my mom's sister, same thing, had 3 boys. So most of my cousins were boys. Wow. Everybody in my family were boys. So, and then ironically, when I started having kids,
I'll eat damn girl, bro.
5 girls. But my point is, me and my dad, super tight. Me and my brothers, ride or die. But I can really count on my hand the amount of like really emotional, vulnerable conversations. And I'm saying this because it's go on my end too, no knock on them. I'm just saying the nature of how men approach
we approach things,
We never really talked about nothing really like emotional or vulnerable. We just as adults started kind of having a few of those conversations.
Wow.
And it's to my point, men always connect on something tangible. When my dad was raising me, well, I've already said, Rob told you, I'm a music man.
Yeah.
I'm a music man. I've been playing music since I literally came out my mama's life. I was 2, literally playing. But the story is, my dad is a musician. He didn't really do it on the level I do it because he still had a 9 to 5. That was just like his side thing. But when I at a young age wanted to play music, that's what I connected to with my dad. That's what I want. Most of my conversation, I like, Dad, let me go with you here. And he was taking me places at 2.
Wow.
We were brought up in church, so he was playing in church. And so I wanted to run up behind my daddy. And most of our conversation, to my point, men connect on things tangible. That music, that was the driving force of me and my daddy's relationship.
Wow.
And even down to my brothers, whatever we connect, if we like, at the time, Sega, that's what we connected on. Nothing really soul staring or we didn't really get into that space until like later. And I'm just saying that to say, it's no knock, because I was participating in it too. It's just men are not taught to really be emotional with one another.
Right.
Something simple as, man, if I need $200 because I'm short on my car note, we won't even ask another man. didn't get to, unless we really desperate, but if somebody your boy man for real, like, we'll not tell them out of, pride. We can't be vulnerable.
and bro, pride and ego. Let's stay here. Let's go here, because pride and ego is huge for men, in my opinion. And you just said the key thing: we don't ask questions. And I think one thing that we lack in our ships in brotherhood is that we're not curious.
Right.
And when you think about curiosity, like, to your point, most of the time we just like, we're just trying to get it done. We don't stop to ask questions.
Right.
We don't ask, bro, you sure you good today?
We don't do that.
Now we don't. Now I would say, now it's 2025. A lot of guys try to do that more, and I love to see the formats when it's men having the talks and stuff.
Right.
But we need more of that. And to your point, we're so used to not asking, what's going on, bro?
And then if you do ask, if you solve the issue with being asked, you gotta be able to share too.
Absolutely.
Some guys be like, I'm good.
I'm
straight.
Really, I'm straight. Yeah.
And don't be. And it's just because I want to stay here because it's so layered. It's so. I think we have a messed up conception of masculinity.
Yes, we do, bro. We digging, bro. We digging. Yes.
It's so layered. That's why I'm just kind of pausing.
It is.
We're taught our view of masculinity is just so tainted. Like, how dare you be vulnerable or show a weakness to another man? And just one of my personal stories, we are, like I keep saying, fundamentally, women are completely different. Sometimes women are too open with one another. They'll tell their business and emotions to people. The other women that, they don't even know that well, because that's just how they do. But men are also, like, we won't tell a man a vulnerability, but we'll go tell a one, we'll build relationships or just like platonic relationships with women. I have a lot of friends that are women. I do.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
We feel more safe sometimes telling women stuff, like, if it's platonic, really. If it's a platonic thing, you ain't got to feel like you got to be so macho. If that's your friend for real, we feel more safe telling women our issues sometimes because because that's the nature. Women, they nurture us. That's what they do. They'll listen.
And bro, what I'm about to say, it's not pushback to what you're saying, but it is like, I'm going to give you an experience that I've had, like, with me coaching and with me being in that lane. Like, at first I was working in an office, right? And so I coach young boys and men. It will be times where when I'm coaching men, like, it would get so loud and they would have to scream and they would have to, man, and they're talking so loud. And so I was met with the understanding that, because I always thought, well, women are just more emotional than men. And I argue that now we're the same level of emotions. They just let it out. Women let it out.
Right.
And so the bottling up for us, the holding, the saving up for us is because, I look at it as ego. I look at it as pride. I look at it as all those pieces. And to your point, like, we don't talk enough.
Yeah.
We talk about all the wrong things. And when it comes down to building genuine connection, bro, shared experiences and being, and to your point again, being willing to be honest and openly communicate, man. And me hearing you, man, like, as black men, bro, we got some screwed up buildings of masculinity, and we're having to tear that stuff down now. Just even the nature of what we're talking about now, bro, I think is a tear down of the system. It's a tear down of the standard, because, like, and I stand here in this building every day and I cut hair, it's people still to this day, and because it's my career, right?
Right.
It's people that sit in my chair that don't even know me, and I've been cutting their hair close to 5 or 10 years, man. They don't know me, and part of it is because, you know, this is my job. You know, they don't have to know me, but through over time, like if we're building this camaraderie, like certain things will be known, and certain people just still don't know me, and they feel that traditional view of manhood and friendship sticks, but they don't know me, and so if I don't know them in a way, and when stuff happened to us, where the suicide rate, this is where that comes in. This is where those things, because we don't really get off into the logistics of knowing one another, bro. So that was good.
Right, and y'all, me and this man, so Kindred, we really don't disagree fundamentally on
damn near anything, bro.
So
a lot.
Where it looked like he was really correcting me, like he.
No, we just bounce it off, like
because
literally.
Really, because what he was saying, because there is a thought that, you know, women are just way too emotional more than men. We both have the same layer of emotion, like you said. It's just men just don't act and express.
Right.
But we all human. You know what I'm saying? And even we talked about this maybe a few weeks ago, and you made me aware of this, how I'm gonna kind of go on the deeper end on this.
Let's go.
So many things as a black community is a direct effect of slavery. Yes. Shout out to my girl Katrina Shaw. She was on here.
Oh my God.
Interviewing.
Yes.
Raymond. What episode was it?
That was episode 7. That was last episode. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a while back. Yeah.
So you hadn't seen it, go back. But they were having a conversation, and she was sharing on how, like, slavery wasn't just like thousands of years ago. It was just
yesterday,
a few decades ago.
Literally.
And so many of how we see things and what we do, our perspectives, are like a direct effect of what we right now today.
Yes.
And it ain't no different, man. Like maybe like over 10 years ago, I went to the dentist. Rather just going to the dentist, you know, get my teeth cleaned or whatever. And they took my blood pressure, and they were like, "Man, your blood pressure like skyrocketed. You good?" Yeah. I was like, "I feel fine." And so, long story less, I had to go to the doctor and stuff. This one I discovered. I didn't know I had high blood pressure. And you know, I'm 39. This was like several years ago. I'm filled out as far as my, you know, I'm about like 170 now. Like, but at the time, man, this was like 12, 15 years ago. I'm like super slim. So it wasn't because I was overweight. So anyway, the doctor was saying, they was like, "Oh, you look good." And when they went through my family chart and stuff, they was like, "Oh, all this high blood pressure in your family, all this stuff."
Yes.
That was like, and so my doctor told me pretty much like this. It was like, it ain't really nothing you can do to really revert what's in your bloodline or whatever.
Yeah.
And so to this day, I take medicine, not because I'm overweight, you know, I was going to the gym and stuff. Like, I lived a pretty decent, healthy life to not have high blood pressure. It was like, you know, but anyway, I'm saying that to say it was inherited.
Yes.
And it was nothing I could do. And so there's so many things, I feel like slavery, that's just in our bloodline. I want to share this, just the man's unwillingness to share and speak. It was already enough in slavery that, you know, they took us from our homeland, forced us somewhere.
Yes.
Yes. We had to work for certain people. And Katrina was saying, you know, if you had a family, man, if you was a man and you had a family, you know, you didn't have the right to choose, you know, I want to be with my wife and my kids. If somebody, you know, bought you, purchased you, and they could separate families.
Yes.
If all of that wasn't enough, you didn't even have the fundamental right. Y'all remember I'm a songwriter. You know, they used to write songs, Negro spirituals, to communicate If they were trying to like escape or something,
Yeah.
they wrote like songs. So, you know, it wouldn't be obvious they were trying to do some, you know, escape. I'm saying that to say they ain't even had the freedom of speech.
Man, bro.
To like talk to one another, to freely speak.
Right.
I'm saying that. I'm saying
we breaking this.
I'm going all the way. I know.
Wow.
I'm a storyteller, so I know how to win
bro. You
in
good.
so many circles.
You good.
But I'm
bro.
saying all that to say, I feel like we've still inherited
a lot of that
bondage in speech. Now,
Man, bro.
now, what's keeping me from telling my brother, man, hey man, I'm struggling with something.
Yeah.
Nothing
at all.
Right? It's some internal stuff.
It's so internal, bro, and this is why. Now, this is a side note, but it's really not.
Yeah.
I was so, and I knew this would happen, but I was so disappointed in the demonizing of the movie Sinners. So many of a lot of my Christian brothers and sisters truly demonized it, and I was so excited to see the movie because I'm such a history buff now. I recently, well, not recently now, it's been a while, but when I read The Miseducation of the Negro, that's when I really started understanding a lot of this stuff. And I could see tangibly the systems. And to your point, like, we're not that far removed from slavery. So a lot of these mindsets that we have, we're yet breaking, and generations after us, hopefully and prayerfully, they'll be able to break a lot of these things. But when I look at the movie Sinners, bro, and when I see it, and if you ain't seen it, I'm sorry about now. Look, it's been out for a while, you know. But to see, bro, how, like, in 1932, Cleveland, Mississippi, like, this was black life. And I love the depiction of it because this is what was going on. And so I said all that to say, you know, not to get too heavy into that, but we cannot neglect history and not understanding, to your point, where we come from, why this is a thing for us as black men. This is not the way. And I will argue this too, you know, now you hear a lot of men, it's a lot of men that, and they'll say it in private circles, but I hear a lot of them kind of say it out loud when they get upset. They feel like it's like a watering down of the man. It's like we try to make all the men feminine. We try to make make the world. And I would argue against that. No, it's not that, bro. It's just those systems are being broken down now, and where we felt like we had to hold up this, you know, this standard, and. The other week when Bishop, and we love Bishop Jakes, the other week when Bishop announced his retirement, I was just strolling Facebook, and it was a guy who was going in on Bishop. He was like, yeah, he probably wasn't topping all Diddy parties, and that's why he been, and so I was like, I don't normally chime in, but I chimed in on the guy. He was like, you probably the one that's holding up all this new stuff, and you think that me and you and him and you.
Man.
I was like, bruh, you know, and I didn't even argue with him back and forth. I just tapped in. I said, man, you got to get old. You got to go. But I said that to say we're so afraid to let go of a lot of the male masculine traditions that we feel like we got to exist in.
Right.
But I to bring the conversation back around, bruh, I'm so thankful to be able to have kinship and soul connected to you. And I do believe, now, I'm going to be like you for a minute. I'm going to tap something, I'm going to come up off of it. But I do believe that, like, we knew each other in other lives. We knew each other in the spirit realm. Yeah. And it's a lot of us like that, that know each other before we got to earth this go around, man. So, and I know that's probably too deep for a lot of people, but so y'all just gotta block that out. Just forget I said it. But y'all, we don't read enough, and we don't understand enough. And one of the purposes of this podcast, bro, is to bridge and connect the minds. Because if we just think a little more than what we've been conditioned to think, and not demonize everything, we make every freaking thing the devil. We make everything the devil. We make everything witchcraft. We make everything all these pieces. But y'all know, like it's an understanding. And I can truly say, as we round this conversation out and bring it home and land it, bruh, it's so important and critical that we continue to build deeper connections with our brothers. We just started Men's Month. Father's Day around the corner, and a lot of male activities around the corner, man. It's just so important that we come to a space to where we are truly, really holding space and growth.
Right.
Like, and I want you to speak to this as well. The growth part of it, y'all. Like, we truly, like I sat here, even in this conversation, I almost forgot that the camera was on, bro. But this is like normal between you and I, but I grow off of my relationship with you. I grow, and even more importantly for the queer men that's watching, it's so important for me in my journey, in my walk, to be able to have one of my heterosexual brothers that we have real kinship, like real, ain't no blurred lines with it. You know what I'm saying? And that means a lot to me, bro. It means a lot to me because it's building that genuine. Like, it reminds me that I'm not crazy. Right. It reminds me that Raymond, like, you're on the right path, and to be able to build and to be able to grow off one another, bro. That's everything for me. Right. But go ahead, bro. I want to hear you, bro.
This is my last personal story.
You good? Come on, let's go.
Like I was. It kind of speaks back to just we're not enslaved. Like you're free. You don't have to feel like you have the freedom of speech right now. So we just talking about having the willingness and openness to share your vulnerabilities. Yes. With anybody, and more importantly, with another man. Yes. I'm gonna share this. I made some choices. It's some years ago. I made some choices that the byproduct of my choices, like I had not a few months, man. It was some years. Like I was kind of dealing with the fruit of my choices, man, for a few years, maybe 3 or 4 years, and it kind of settled down. And it was some stuff, man, that it could have took me out for real. Like, wow. It did. I'm saying mentally. I'm saying, I'm being real. It could have took me out. I could have been, you could have been reading about me committing suicide because I was dealing with some consequences that just lingered of some choices I made. And if I've always been just kind of open emotionally. I ain't really been bottled down. Like, I've always, and I want to really share this, like I've always, for the most part, had at least, off the top of my head, 2 people that I could pretty much tell anything about what I'm dealing with. Mm-hmm. I ain't even including him in the 2, but he in the number. And I'm saying that to say, man, we're not we're being vulnerable like that. If nothing else, I had at least somebody to share. It ain't that they could solve what I was going through. They couldn't do nothing really, but just the power of sharing. Man, that kept me sane. Yes. Because I was dealing with some stuff that beyond, y'all heard the story, you make a lot of foolish decisions in your 20s and you got to clean it up in your 30s. It takes, sometimes you make choices. It takes years to clean up one thing. And it took me, at some point I did recoup from my choices. But I'm saying it to say, man, like, I had to be open. Like, if nothing else, I at least had somebody to say, hey, I'm dealing with this. It wasn't, hey, I'm dealing with something. No, I had to tell them what it was. Yeah, you had to tell them. Right, that's real. And I'm just still speaking of the past. Like, if nothing else, I was a case that was saved from a suicide case. Just from the fact I could tell, I've been to therapy and all that, but I'm just saying I can't call my therapist if it's 2 in the morning. Like, I don't have access, and you don't either. Real talk. Right. Real talk. Your therapist, and y'all, I am not demonizing therapy. I said when I brought it up, I was like, yeah, therapy is the go-to.
Yeah, bro.
But I'm just saying, if it's something like your therapist is gonna be at your service for the hour or two you pay them for,
Right, real
and
talk.
probably look,
Real talk.
y'all, I am not talking bad about nothing.
You good, bro. You good, bro.
I'm trying to.
I know, I get
We're
what you're
having
saying.
this conversation
Yes,
to
sir.
raise awareness.
Raise awareness, man.
So I can't call my therapist at 2 and be like, "Hey, so you need a brother
Yes.
that you could probably call."
Yes. Yes.
And hey, this was going. So he shared earlier, man. He had had a breakdown, something going on
Right.
while in the shop, and his brothers had to come together and meet him where he was at.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just trying to. We doing this episode to raise awareness
Absolutely.
of the power.
Absolutely. Power,
Like, man,
power
we
of
ain't-
kinship, bro.
They just it's all you ain't gotta be. It ain't about we trying to shift.
But bro, I'm gonna hit the elephant in the room, huh? Because, bro, we so much ride on if it's gay. So much about brotherhood and friend. Think about it. The things that we talked about and hit, bro. The average man so much ride on, is this gay? Does it sound gay? Does it feel gay? And gay is relative to a lot of men because gay could be expressing emotion. Gay could be me crying to you, like so much of the things, but because I really want the men to hear this. So I'm not going to cuss in this moment, but so much of what the black man ride on is it gay or not?
Yeah.
Is it soft or not?
Yeah.
And I think at that intersection, bro, we fail so hard because we weigh a lot of our decisions in our brotherhoods, a lot of our decisions in building true connection with, is it soft or not, bro?
Right.
That's a crutch for us, man.
That it is, man. It is, and I don't know who made up these rules,
Man, bro,
when
it's
it comes
crazy,
to-
bro.
It's so stupid when you really think about it. I know, like in the 90s, man, like it was definitely, like when I was a kid, it was definitely gay to wear shorts.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't past your knees.
Yes.
But now, everybody embraces
Look at
it,
that.
straight or gay.
Real talk.
I ain't gonna even talk about the gay. Straight people are openly, freely, gladly wearing hoochie daddy shorts.
Absolutely.
Who make these rules?
Who makes
Who
the
make-
rules? Who makes the rules, bro?
So
Like,
what's gay?
what's gay? Even in I can remember when just saying K, bruh,
Yeah.
was looked at as being gay. Like, and we have these unrealistic set of rules that black men live by, that we stand by. But this shit killing us, bro.
it's killing.
It's taking us out, bro. And we're saying this, to your point, bro, to intently remind y'all that that's a conversation we got to have, and we got to sit down. And I wish so hard, and well, I'm gonna go beyond. I'm gonna speak it. I'm going to sit, like, because a lot of the gatekeepers where that is concerned is a lot of, and I'm gonna put it on our men of God, bro. I'm gonna put it on our men and women of God, bro. And I'm gonna sit men and women of God down on this podcast. I'm speaking it now. We're going to have that conversation because just the demonization, the whole Sodom and Gomorrah conversation, the whole like that, and so just the zooming out, the outlook of anything that could appear to be soft. We don't even have those conversations because I don't want to be. But bruh, people are dying. Brothers are losing their lives because we're not willing to be transparent with one another. We're not willing to be open and vulnerable with one another, bro. So yeah, man. I just had to go there for a minute, and it hit it when something you just said a few minutes ago, bro, and like the complexities of life, especially around here. And I'll say this. I'll say this, and I'll be honest. The way that I build and what I'm trying to build, I've had several people tell me, Raymond, it's going to take you a little longer to build that around here. They've told me you can go to DC, man, you can go to New York, you can go out to California, you can go even up to Chicago, and what you're trying to do will be embraced quicker. You can move there and it'll grow, and I'm not gonna say it's not discouraging, bro. You know, but I'm gonna say that I understand that what I'm trying to build down here, and I mentioned the Bible Belt a lot on this podcast. I'm trying to tear, and when I say the Bible Belt, I'm not trying to tear institution down. More so, I'm trying to tear mindset down.
Yeah.
We have mindsets that we refuse to go against because this is just what I was told to do. This is what so bro, like this, I love this conversation. It's so intriguing, and this is my brother. This is my soul mate brother. Like this is like, and that's real, and it's so sad because just the sound of that, people cannot hear that and not think something negative, bro. That's sad, bro. That's sad. So I just, you know, that's kind of where I want to land. I know we could go on and on, but I really want you to kind of land this plane for us, bro. You've done it so eloquently. Listen, y'all, if you have not liked or shared or even just comment on this episode, please do, y'all. Please do like, share. That's the only way I grow. Please like, share, and comment on the podcast. Just give me your thoughts on everything. And I want you to first round us out. Land this plane. You the co-pilot. I know you can do it. Land this plane for us, and also let the people know where they can find you, where they can contact you for anything, bro. So you got it. Let's go.
Well, you know, as we close out, man. Y'all, this is my brother. This is my Kindred brother,
Yes,
for
sir.
real.
Yes, sir.
That's how I'm gonna close out. Really, the nature of our relationship. Yeah, we'll go kick it every now and then, but it's really hard for us. We can try to kick it and just, from a social standpoint, enjoy ourselves, and we will. But I'm gonna say the nature of our Kindred, the purpose of Kindred, if you ain't heard nothing else, man, their relationship's purpose to stimulate something in you, growth. We try to, 99% of the time we're around each other. We don't be trying to go on no deep end.
So
but it kind of go there. Uncontrollably.
Yes.
It don't matter. It just don't matter. This is my brother, man. And there's a purpose to kindred relationships, man. They probably, anytime I leave his presence, man, like I am challenged in some type of way to be better. It could just be in the most, we just sat here and talked an hour.
Yeah, bro.
It ain't got to be an hour. We can just have a 10-minute exchange. Nigga cut my hair, man.
Yeah,
bro. I'm having a line and it just take 10 minutes. It could just happen in that. Like, that's the nature of it. Like, I'm going to be challenged, changed. It's going to be something in our engagement, man, that stimulates me to be better. And I'm saying that to say we're the example. We're sharing our story to raise awareness that it's cool. Like, it needs to be more of this.
Yes, absolutely.
He's shared, not openly. Said this to him proudly since I've been knowing him. His sexual orientation, we're different in that.
Yes.
But I don't.
Yes.
It don't bother me.
It's not a thing, bro. Right. It's not a thing.
I'm saying this publicly. So
say it publicly, bro. Tell him, kid. Tell him.
I've never, I ain't never been pressed about what people, like whatever they want to do. It's not for me to be the judge of that. I also can't. That's not a barrier. Between our kinship or whatever. It ain't. This man, more so than, if I had a top 10, he would be in it of people that influence me to be better.
Wow, bro.
And so we're just sharing our story to raise awareness during Men's Month. He's a great part of the reason. Y'all ain't had my funeral at any point in my, in my existence. And we're just sharing our story so that in whatever way, you ain't got to do exactly what we doing, but we just trying to do your version of this, man. Because, we need therapy. I'm going to keep saying, because This man ain't a therapist, so I don't got nothing against therapy. I go to therapy every week. I'm going through therapy right now. And so, but aside from that, man, just there are kindred relationships are therapeutic relationships
they
too.
are.
They can
They
keep
are.
you alive.
Yes.
And so
absolutely.
that's how we close this out. This is my brother. I love this man, and somebody probably thinking something twisted after watching
Right,
the episode.
after watching the episode.
But
I
one
don't
thing
give it.
about it, we both Leos.
Yeah.
We free.
We free, bro.
My
So it's
man.
cool. Free yourself. We good. Yeah, bro.
So
Yeah.
I love you, brother, man.
Love you too,
Yeah.
bro. Yes, sir. And you can't do nothing to change that, bro.
Yeah.
I love you like
And I'm gonna
serious.
stop talking, man, cause the nature of our relationship, we can do this another 2 hours, really, but
Literally.
we ain't got the kind of time. But
Yeah.
I love you, brother.
Love you too, bro. Thank you so much. Let the people know how they can get in contact with you.
My name is Paul Claxton, so on most really all of them. If you type that in, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those things. Paul Claxton, and so I do an array of things. I make music. I got content everywhere. I preach. So
Yeah,
Paul
bro.
Claxton.
Yes, sir. Thank
Look
y'all
me
so
up.
much, bro, and thank you so much for like spelling this conversation out for me. I love this conversation, man. And leave your comments, your thoughts on this conversation, because I understand that we introduced a lot of things that some people probably not too keen with, but to be able to open your mind to understand that this is real stuff. This is real stuff. So thank y'all so much for watching this episode, bro. We got through it, bro. This is the first of many. He will be back. This will be the first of many, bro. But he saw me first. I love it, bro. This is Ray Bridging Humans, the place where the people get to hear you and the world get to see it. Have a good week, family. Peace.